Hello everyone, my name is Alan Cook and I am running for office as state representative for the wonderful town of Brentwood, New Hampshire. I had the honor and privilege of serving 2 terms in the State House as your representative in the year 2014 and 2016. It was a wonderful time, and during those moments I implemented some wonderful things here in Brentwood. I began to write for the newsletter, which I'm seeing that is continuing on with our representatives, which is really wonderful. And I also set up Saturday meetings here at the town hall, in which I'm standing in front of our lovely seal now. And I enjoyed that time with people in the community who came. We shared coffee, we shared refreshments, and we shared concerns about issues that were near and dear to their heart. So it's a great time and to be involved in politics and for me to get back involved. So very quickly, let me outline a few of the major things that I would do to support you here in the community. And I also want to add that I would love to hear from you the things that are near and dear to your heart. So first and foremost, as you know, New Hampshire is consistently known as one of the leading states in the entire country, much less here in New England. We have a phenomenal business innovation environment here. New Hampshire Business Magazine showcases the incredible class and creativity that we continually produce here in our state. And I intend to uphold that innovation and that creativity by making sure that there are not excessive government regulations put upon business here in New Hampshire. I look forward to dealing with that and making sure that we steer clear of any unnecessary government interference in your business as a business owner or someone trying to build or start a new business. Another area that would be incredible to look at, as always, is keeping our taxes low. I'm not going to say much about that. We do have low taxes here. We can always go lower, believe it or not. And certainly our tax base is tied to a lot of our school and education system, and I think that needs to really be looked at only because the demographic continually shows that we are not gaining students. We are losing students, and yet our taxes are increasing. So that's something that should be considered on an incredible level that we could deal with and find the best solution. Another situation that we need to look at is medical freedom, making sure that you as a person have the right to choose what you put in your body, what doctor you go to, what medical procedures you choose to have implemented upon your body. So I will fight for medical freedom for you and make sure that our laws reflect your choices in this very delicate matter. Also would love to look at the idea of our educational system. Choosing education is so important. We've had a model for over 100 years that, quite frankly, in many ways is obsolete with all the innovation we've experienced. And it's time that we continue. We've started with educational reform, but we must continue to make sure that every child has the choice and the right to be educated where they want to be educated and how they want to be educated, and that they have the money to support that because they're tax-paying citizens. So that's imperative that we pursue more venues and more avenues in making sure that people are taking care of that. Then, of course, we have our fentanyl issue all over the country. But there are drugs here in New Hampshire. Our ministry, Grace Ministries, at this point has a group meeting there, Austin 17 House. Many of you in the community have visited Austin 17 House. That was the direct result of drugs being involved in the untimely death of a young person. But out of that tragedy and out of that sadness, something beautiful has been born. But we must continue to pursue the highest form of legal punishment for people that would willfully distribute fentanyl and other harmful pharmaceuticals to our most vulnerable and our most treasured youth. It's so important that we protect them. Also, I want to talk to you about labels for just a moment. I know that you're probably like me in a lot of areas. I'm really leery and weary of using the terms right, left, progressive, liberal, conservative. All that does is shut down your brain. All that does is make you look at a person and give a preconceived judgment of that person. Well, I want to say that I think as Americans, we need to move beyond that level of bickering and that low level of knowledge. It's really the lowest level of knowledge. And it's time that we engage with someone from the right and someone from the left, someone from the progressive field. And we don't scream and yell and name call and blame certain people, but we talk about what the policies really are and how do these policies really work and how are they working out in our culture for the betterment of the people, not the political parties. So I will probably not acknowledge much in the relationship of labels, and you might even find some surprises in some interviews or something where we take a different spin along those lines. So keep that in mind with labels. And then of course, as we wind down my sharing with you today, I just want you to know that I am such an advocate, pro-advocate of freedom. Freedom of speech, freedom of thought, freedom of print. I think it's important that every individual who calls themselves an American has the right to express their opinion, whether we like it or not. Our Constitution affords us that right, that we can say what we think, what we feel, and what we believe without being censored. And I will do everything I can to stop any government censorship of those areas of thought, speech, or writing. That is our fundamental constitutional right given to us by our founding fathers when they created a Republican environment. So I want to encourage you in that. All right, and then finally, today, I just want to say that our state motto is the best in the country. It's live free or die. I mean, how great is that? So I will be pursuing freedom on your behalf because there's never been a better time in America now that we all rally behind that word freedom. We were birthed as a free nation, and we have existed for over 200 years only because we have strived and fought in many wars, both political and in the natural, that men and women would have the freedom of conscience, freedom of speech, freedom of knowledge, that they would have that freedom available. And I, as your representative from the great town of Brentwood, will do everything I can to pursue freedom for you. God bless you. I look forward to serving you in the State House in this upcoming term.